Alright, so these are 4 types of windows that they offer on the market. So what this is here, this is a wood clad window. This is a cladded window that's actually covered by aluminum. So what that means is you have the wood on the inside, so you still have that beautiful look from the inside of your home. You get to look at it and it still has that beautiful wood look. And on the outside, you're covered by an aluminum. So what that does is it keeps it durable over time. So what it does is you're not going to have that rotting from the exterior of your house. When everything's coming, you don't need to paint it and all that. The factors of the outside can't affect it. But what you do have is on the inside. So what you do is, you ever drink beer, soda, anything like that, you take it out of the fridge or you take it out, it's going to still be cold. So what it is when that's outside, it starts to condensate over time. So what it is aluminum does the same thing on the outside of your house. So look outside now, 0 degrees even during the day. But what it is when that sun's up, it still actually starts to sweat through. So what it is when you have it like this, what, shaking?
Relax.
I shake all the time.
Do you really?
Yeah. I have
Sleep doctor.
I can't, my mom.
Keep going, keep going.
All right, you're okay, you're doing good.
So what it is that starts to sweat through. So what you do see is when you take off the aluminum on the outside, you're going to see different styles of rods. So, I always have these pictures up. So what you see in these pictures is if you take off the exterior of this aluminum, that's actually what the inside of that wood looks like. So although on the inside you can't see it, it still looks beautiful. Right on the inside of that exterior is actually all sorts of rods. So as you start to go through these pictures, that one stops people like, wow, that's the bottom of a clad door. So what you do see is although you think it looks perfect on the inside of your window, what that actually can be doing is affecting your sill and the bottom of your home.
So what is that, Kevin? What do they do there?
So what that is the clad material, it started to sweat through.
So what did the customer do?
Customer do, they replace their door. So the
No,
entire frame,
why is it black like that? What do they do there?
the mold.
Oh no, I think they tried putting tar on it. It's my customer.
But they put tar on that?
They tried putting tar on it to fix it.
Oh, I can't even tell, it just looks like mold.
So now you know it's tar.
It still
They
looks
tried
like
to-
tar.
They used tar trying to fix it. So anyways, keep going.
When you send me those pictures.
Keep going.
So as I get to show you, I'll actually show you a house in 1993 that actually used clad all the way through. So what this is although they thought their window was fine, as you see from those pictures, that, you know, you can do that a little cheaper, you can still get it for about $1,000 a window, if not a little more. But what happens is over time, they had no idea their house had anything wrong with it. So what they did is that $1,000 window turned into about a $12,000 project. What it does is it affected all the studs underneath the house, it affected the actual architectural structure. And what that does is over time, if not taken care of properly, a wood-clad window can really affect the home. So you need to make sure that this is still very high maintenance. You need to make sure you're taking care of it, looking through it all the way through. So, although Anderson invented that, we still do use a clad product on our 2 and 400 series. But if you do have that, you need to make sure you're always watching for maintenance so that something like that doesn't happen in your home.
When you say maintenance, what's required?
So always checking the sills. You need to make sure that that isn't rotting underneath like you do see from those pictures. Although you can't tell from the inside, you still need to poke at it, make sure you're looking at it all the time, and making sure that your sill is still in effect. Alright, so wood windows. Now wood windows are absolutely beautiful. On the inside and out, they're still fitting all these old homes. That's what you see in all the old homes. But the problem obviously that you do see is the very high price and the rot over time. Wood window has the highest maintenance factor. Do you guys like all taking care of your windows and everything?
No.
I feel like that's why we're here, right? You see the rot in your windows now. The casings are a little rotted. So what it is I mean, not only is it the highest priced product, and you guys said price is a factor for you today, but you also have to maintain it over time. And if you don't like to paint, then you're paying somebody to paint it. So every couple of years, you know, wood windows, they actually have a warranty now, where every 2 years you pretty much have to paint it, or else it might void the warranty. So now you're paying somebody else to pay it, you know, paint it over $1,000. What that does is just add a lot more cost to you over time. All right, and fiberglass. So fiberglass windows, I'm not actually gonna waste your time. They're using 0.1% of New England homes. You don't really see them in homes. Where you do see that 0.1 is where it was actually tried and it failed. It doesn't work. In the winter, it starts to break and crack. So we don't see anything like that. So I was skipping. And then vinyl. So vinyl is what's making a huge surge right now. And the reason is because you can do it cheap. You're gonna see it in all sorts of condos, you're gonna see it in apartment complexes, and you're gonna see it in a lot of rentals. What you might not wanna do is put it in a long-term home. The reason you won't wanna do that is because this right here.
Woo, what does that mean? What is that?
So what that is you have a lot of ice outside right now. Imagine how heavy that ice is. I'm not a big guy, I'm not a strong guy. What I can do is squeak that real easy, and then I always hand it to them, and they squeak it. And they're like, wow. So yeah, so imagine all that ice that's sitting out there. That's a lot heavier than me. I'm like, yeah, really? So Imagine what that would be doing to your window. It's gonna be sitting like that, and when the summer comes, it's gonna be going the other way. What it's gonna do is weaken the window, your seal's gonna break, and what you're gonna do is feel drafts, and you're gonna feel heat come right through that window in the summer. Your argon, you're gonna lose that, and that's why you're paying the big bucks for the window in the first place. So even that, $1,100, $1,000 you can get on the vinyl window, you're paying for the argon that's gone in one summer and one winter. So what it is in Massachusetts, there's actually, you can put a lifetime warranty on a vinyl product.
Really?
What that means is 7 years, and I have it in my bag, the little paper that actually proves this. Vinyl lifetime warranty is 7 years. So what it is people can offer you double lifetime warranties, they can offer you a lifetime warranty. What that means is you're gonna get 7 years out of it. So in 14, 21 years, 20 years is our warranty. So in 21 years, you can put in that $1,000 window 3 times, but it's gonna cost you a heck of a lot more problems, and you're gonna hate doing it all 3 times over. What might happen is the second time you replace it, you're gonna call us and come back anyways, and at that time, you just wasted $2,000 and now you have to put in another window. It's gonna cost you a lot more to do it.
And it's an ugly window, it's kind of ugly.
This is an ugly window, and what it is the bulkiness of it too. So as we kind of continue through here, what you're gonna do is see the significant glass loss. So what this is a house in Marshfield. On top, she still had her old wood windows. On the second floor here, she has one underneath that she didn't replace. On the second floor here, what you do see is significant glass loss. She actually lost 6 inches on all the way around her window. So what it is she put that in, and she absolutely hated it. As you can tell, that's one of the biggest complaints with a vinyl window. So not only is it that it's not strong and it's not going to stay, you can also do it cheap, but you're going to have glass loss, which defaces the value of your home. So as somebody's going to come in, they're going to look at that. Somebody who knows anything about home construction, they've been a carpenter, they've been in construction work, or their family has, they're going to see that and realize they already don't want that in there. They're going to knock that value off your home anyways. So what you do see also is seal failure. We already had talked about that. And the last one is that your sills. So this comes in flat, it sits just like that on the table. What you see there is, it's flat sill. So what you do see is on your windows, you have a 14-degree sill. So it's actually angled. Have you guys noticed that?
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
angled.
So what that is, helps run off water or anything like that. But what this is you have this little thing that hangs right here. So what they normally do is under that vinyl window, they're gonna put a little seal extender and they're gonna seal it over. With what you see here is insulation. So what that means is if any water seeps through, if plastic still condensates, you've probably seen that on water bottles or something like that. So what it does is it still seals through, and what you do is in your fiberglass, it starts to get wet. And if that gets wet, it can't release. So all that's to is sitting right on your sill, and you talked about that $12,000 project before, that's gonna be even worse than a clad window, because that water's just gonna be sitting on that sill over time, and you're not even gonna be able to see it. It's gonna be dark, you have no idea, and all it's gonna do is mold. So those are the main problems that we do see with windows right now. I gotta get rid of this. I hate this page, I don't use it. I can figure out how to get rid of that.
I'll show you.
It's about the lawsuit page. So what we did is we invented what's called 5 reps. So then I just hand it right to them, and they're looking at it. So what you see in front of you is 40% real wood. Do you see that real wood in there? Can you feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other 60% is thermopolymers. So what that means is it's a true composite all the way through. So what that is it's one piece. And as you see, can you bend that? It seems a little stronger, but you do have the glass in there. Yeah. What it is over time, obviously you can tell that something like that isn't going to bend and creep like something like that. So what we also do see here is a stainless steel spacer. We put that in there for strength and rigidity over time also. Aluminum's the 3rd best conductor on the planet. So what that is going to do on most windows is take your cold from your outside, put it right to the aluminum on the inside, and it's going to change up the temperature. We're going to use stainless steel because although it's a conductor, it's a lot less, so it has a higher performance.
About 4 to 5 times less conductive than aluminum, right?
Didn't know that. That helps. And what you also see here is a little composite break in the window, that little gray piece, to make sure that the thermal properties from outside also aren't transferring to the inside of your home. Do you have any other questions while you're kind of looking at that? And they always say, no.
How's that composite made?
So what it is, actually I don't even know how it's fully made.
I'll give you a hint. On a molecular base, if you take a handful of straws, okay, you hold all those straws together, you can bend and blow those straws. Now, if you take all those straws and you jam it in there with wood, okay, and you squash that together by heat and pressure, what are you going to get? One big rebar. So that's the infrastructure of the Fibrex. Another way of looking at it is you have wood and you have a polymer. Okay, so what that actually does, it encapsulates the whole entire wood fiber around it. So it protects that wood, so there's no wood exposed. So what that does, it actually protects it from weather resistant and all the elements. So every little cell, okay, is bonded to each other. And that gives it the integrity that it needs to have a performance window to last for many, many years.
Good.
I didn't
Anything
know
else?
I was, no, I just cover the little weather there and then I'm good.
Another way you can say it is